Greetings and welcome to the Halloween edition of the Sliders Review. And I'm here today to talk to you about Fairly Odd Parents Season 2, Episode 13, Scary Godparents. I love Fairly Odd Parents to death. It was one of Butch Hartman's greatest cartoons until he screwed it up. Basically, it ended somewhat on a high note. People really don't like Poof. I don't like Poof. That's kind of when it went downhill and it got canceled. Only for Nickelodeon to be all like, "Hey, you wanna come on back?" So then they brought it back for like I think 2 or 3 more seasons and introducing new characters and it. Ugh. I can't even name those characters, man. It's just, and then it got canceled for good until Paramount Plus decided to make a live action / hybrid like animation television show revival. Where Timmy's all grown up, even though he grew up in the Fairly Odd Parents live action movies played by Drake Bell. And so I haven't seen it, so I don't know how the Paramount Plus show is. I just saw the trailer and I do not like it. I hope it get canceled. But the golden age was that of the animation from back in the early 2000s. When I was in college, this show came out. And you know it's good when you have adults watching a kid's cartoon that is meant for kids and stuff. But this show was just amazing and everything. It's like, it's weird. Like, it's literally made for kids, but adults love it. Tara Strong, she voices Timmy. I still can't believe she was the voice of Timmy. Anyways, it's Halloween time. Timmy's watching a movie called like the Pumpkinator or something like that. It's about villainous like pumpkin transformer type machines. And he wants to be that for Halloween. So Wanda and Cosmo, they work their magic, but something's wrong. They can't use their magic to make him into a Pumpkinator. They said it's because they only made like 4 costumes and they're already bought. That don't make no sense. Because their magic is able to make whatever they want out of thin air. And so, like, I don't understand. Maybe because it's the earlier seasons and they didn't quite, like, know the rule. The rules are always changing. But anyway, so he's going downstairs. His parents have decided to dress as each other for trick-or-treat. And when, like, the rich kids come who bought those mechanized, like, costumes he wanted, they decide instead of candy, hey, why don't we give you Timmy's like DVDs, his CDs, and the money we were saving up for his college fund. He has the worst parents in the world. But then AJ and Chester come. Chester is voiced by Frankie Muniz or Nunes, somebody his name is, from Malcolm in the Middle. I never liked his voice as Chester. I liked the other dude. And so, like, they're ready for trick or treat. One's a vampire, one's Frankenstein. And so they're making fun of Vicky, Icky Vicky. And so turns out she shows up out of nowhere because the parents have hired her to take the kids trick or treating because they don't want to. So she dresses Timmy up in toilet paper and he's a mummy. So when they're trick-or-treating, she tells them plain and simple, as she's being nasty to them, she's taking half of the candy they get. And she forces them to go to house to house to house. Well, all of a sudden, Cosmo and Wanda show up, floating in the air, dressed in Halloween costumes. I think Wanda's a nurse and Cosmo's a janitor. And they're all like, it's Halloween, nobody will know it's us. But they're floating in the air. But then they start walking because Vicky scares the piss out of them and stuff. And so at some point in time, they're gonna go to this rich person's house. And he gives the rich kids lots and lots and lots of money for trick-or-treating. But when it comes to Timmy and his friends, he just sicks the dogs on them. So Timmy's not having a good time. Something possesses him to want to make a wish to have a scary costume. He wishes that, like, whatever they're dressed up in, it comes to life and they're like, scary. Now, subplot: the aliens that have tentacles, the green aliens and stuff, they're observing what's going on trick or treating time. They don't know anything about Halloween. They're Eupavatanians or something like that. Basically, anything that's good for us is sickening to them. So they hate candy and everything. And they're still debating they're gonna blow up the world and everything. And so, like, Wanda and Cosmo, they always mess up like wishes sometimes, especially Cosmo. So they made everybody in town who's dressed up as on a costume come to life and be scary. Timmy did not wish this. He wants them to reverse the wish, but they can't. They are no longer fairies and everything because, they have to be the scary version of what they are, a janitor and a nurse. Oh, by the way, they also went to the dentist dude place and all this other stuff. He gave them tons of candy that's basically the sugar that's been painted so they can have rotten teeth so he can like drill them and stuff like that. Voiced by Gifford Godfrey. May he rest in peace. And so, like, Timmy screwed. He's like, what are we gonna do and everything like that, because they no longer have their magic, and so people are really scary and everything, like all kind of different like creatures. Well, the aliens come down and they like blow it up. They're observing and everything like that. Timmy goes to like a Halloween store, and so he becomes of course, what he dresses up as. And he sees tons of different things, so he decides to be all of them. He's basically a giant superhero and stuff, like Crash Nebula and all kind of other crap. Oh no, the Crimson Chin also. So I forget exactly what happens, but Vicky sees the one prince alien dude who she was supposed to marry and everything. And so, like, somehow, I forget how, but the aliens decide not to destroy the earth because the candy is touching their bodies and it's disintegrating them. Anyways, Wanda has a brilliant idea. She always does. Her idea is, wait a minute, she finds like the dentist people because they were dressed as a fairy. She puts the crown on, takes the wand, and she becomes a fairy again. So then Timmy makes the ultimate wish. He reverses everything, and everything's back to normal. And so you gotta give it up to Wanda, man. She is the smartest one because Cosmo is dumb as rocks. This is a cute little Halloween episode. It has two completely different plots and they kind of overlap each other, so there's nice pacing. One doesn't fill up more time than the other one, even though the trick-or-treat stuff does fill up a little bit more, but it's more interesting and stuff. Technically, for me, they could have left out the whole alien thing because it really didn't make that much sense, but hey, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Oh, also, there's a nice little trick or treat song that they sing in this, so it's a nice little montage. They get a little bit of everything. That wasn't that spooky. Alright, well, I shall talk to y'all later. Bye.